Welcome to the Heartfulness Education Programs. Our vision is to enable teachers and students to live a balanced, purposeful, and a happy life using heart-based practices, leading to a brighter, more sustainable future. Heartfulness is all about living a life full of heart. Through a simple set of practices, including meditation and relaxation, we learn to regulate the mind and purify the heart. This leads to inner transformation, helping us to expand our potential. Heartfulness Education offers a comprehensive suite of programs that include training on socio-emotional skills for teachers and age-appropriate curriculum on life skills and values for students. Our program is based on an integrated delivery model that empowers teachers to deliver our curriculum to their students. The effect of Heartfulness programs is subtle and soft, and it nurtures inspiration from within. As teachers become heartful and students become joyful, these programs begin to promote balance and holistic growth in schools, leading to an overall well-being in the society. From the teacher's perspective, while they are devoted to making a positive change in students' life, they often face challenges to meet the social and emotional demands of today's classroom environment. Our Heart program for teachers is a year-long training program that provides essential tools and life skills needed for their overall well-being. Through various workshops, group sessions, and one-on-one trainings, our program helps teachers transform into becoming heartful and centered teachers.
These 3 days we are staying in this Inspire camp. The serene atmosphere itself is making us to be more peaceful.
Wholeheartedly, how the profession of a teacher can be shifted to student-oriented. That was very fantastic according to me.
We had different sessions in which various methods were taught, and they were so interesting that it makes classroom a dynamic place.
From students' perspective, while students become subject matter experts, most of them need to be guided on basic life skills and core human values. We offer the Heartfulness Way curriculum, which is based on the core human values as outlined by the United Nations. This curriculum has been developed by an international team comprising school teachers, university lecturers, occupational therapists, counselors, PhDs in education, and experienced facilitators. For every grade, we have developed 2 books. One is the lesson plan for teachers, and the other is an activity workbook for students. As teachers and students work through the various lessons of the Heartfulness Way curriculum, the values they imbibe intensely influence the quality of the relationship between the teacher and the student. As a result, joy and trust develop in the classroom, allowing for academic and extracurricular goals to be achieved.
We find the changes slow but steadily. These changes are coming in. When I speak to the facilitators, I do get certain feedback in certain issues, especially certain classes like class 11th or 10th where there are problems. Those are also being sorted out thanks to these lesson plans. The children open up, the teachers are open to it.
For students of grades 10 to 12, we have the HELP program, Heartfulness Experience Life's Potential. This is a 16-week certificate course on life skills integrated with heartfulness meditation tools. Through highly interactive videos, the students learn essential life skills on various topics, and every session is integrated with an experiential practice on heartfulness meditation tools for self-development. For more information on Heartfulness education programs, please contact us at education@heartfulness.org or visit our website at education.heartfulness.org.
Sister Sangeeta? Sangeeta ma'am? Yeah, please go ahead.
Shall we start?
Yes, please, you can.
Very good evening. Happy evening. Happy evening to all. So you all had your tea, coffee, or juice or snack? Can you just put it in chat? What all you had just now? It's evening, right? So what you had? Coffee. Coffee, okay, a lot of coffees. Tea. Good. Malt, okay. Tea, coffee, quickly. Tea, just tea, okay. Okay, buttermilk, it's good. Yeah, okay, groundnuts. Okay, good. So lassi. It's raining evening, ma'am. Okay, it's raining now. Okay, tea, green tea, buttermilk and malt. Nice. Okay. So grab your tea or coffee or juice or snack and just sit relaxed and enjoy the session. Okay, Smita, you had black tea. Okay, great. So thank you all for responding. So today we all know that today is the last day of our Heartful Teacher course, isn't it? So we all were connected heartfully wherever we are sitting, right? So I was more connected with today's topic. I have a quotation, a beautiful quotation by Swami Vivekananda. He says, relationships are more important than life. But it is very important for those relationships to have life in them, isn't it? So without life in a relationship, it is very tough to handle. So with that, today's our topic is heartful relationships. So I would like to invite our guest speaker for the day. She's Anjali Bapat from Pune. And she has done a lot of training programs since 2013. And she has coordinated a lot of School Connect programs from Pune. And then she has done her Bachelor of Science in Electronics in Pune, and also she has done her Master of Arts in Economics. And then she has done her Diploma in Learning Disabilities Management from Singapore. So she has 7 years of corporate experience, and she's been volunteering as a heartfulness trainer and volunteer since 2001. So we welcome ma'am, welcome Anjali Bapat, and please take over the session.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta ma'am, for that introduction. And it's really lovely to connect with everyone again. I know I've been showing my face since the beginning, and today I'll be actually facilitating a session. This group has been really sincere and enthusiastic. You are the ones who have registered completely on your own free will, and you're attending the sessions every day. So I really so much appreciate this sincerity, this honesty with which you're coming, with such good intentions that I'm going to really benefit from the sessions. And I can assure you that when you come with that kind of an attitude, that these sessions are going to benefit me and I'm going to receive something tremendous that will surely happen. You will receive in greater measure than any of your dreams, actually, because that's what heartfulness practices are like. And all of us here, whether it's me or Sangeeta ma'am, Kamakshi ma'am, Vinay sir, all of us, we have been practitioners for many, many years. We all have benefited beyond measure, beyond description. And that is why all of us are trying our best to bring these practices and methods to as many as possible. So it's a very sincere wish of my heart that all of you also really benefit from these practices of heartfulness meditation and these sessions and wonderful interactions that we've been having from day one. So very warm welcome to everyone here. And so let me start by sharing my screen. Yes, so today's topic is healthy relationships, and it's really very, very crucial. One of the most crucial things, because we are interacting every single day with so many people, and that is why the quality of how we relate to everyone is very crucial to our well-being and happiness. So you all can see some words here on the screen. They all have something in common with them. Would you like to tell me what do you think that is? What do you think is common with all these words that we can see on the screen? Association, exchange, okay? Himali ma'am is saying a bond. Phondekar sir is saying a human. Okay, what else? Rapport, infinity, affinity. Yes, Vaishnavi ma'am, connection. Kumud ma'am is saying a togetherness. Link, dependency. Yes, you all are getting close. Connection. Alliance. Joining. Yes, Nivesha ma'am. Human relation. Yes, Subbalakshmi ma'am, you have hit the nail on the head. They are all synonyms for the word relationship. So yes, connection and bond. These are all synonyms for the word relationships. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. That how they should be heartful, how should they be healthy, and thereby increase our happiness, our peace, our joy, and help us evolve to what we can be. So healthy relationships now, research says that those who are in healthy relationships actually have stronger immune systems, they live longer, they suffer less from anxiety, they are less prone to be depressed. So it's very, very crucial that we pay attention to this very important aspect of our lives is being related to people, how we relate with people, how our relationships are. Now, as this picture suggests, we are related to everyone on this earth, isn't it? So every single person is related in some way or the other. We are all interconnected. We cannot separate one from the other. It's as if we are all cells of one big organism. We are all one, actually, whether we realize it or not. And our interconnectedness was never more apparent than when we all were hit with COVID. Because one person getting COVID somewhere in a wet market in China, and within no time, the whole world is on its knees. So what can demonstrate interrelatedness and interdependency more than that, isn't it? So we are all connected, you, me, whether we know each other or not, we are connected through bonds of the heart. So why not try and make the most of it and evolve to the highest possible level that we can. So now let's see what kinds of relationships we have. Can anyone tell me what are the various relationships that we do have in our lives? Would you like to share with me on the chat? And if you really would like to speak, do raise your hand. and we will unmute you also if you really feel like sharing something. Otherwise, we are happy to read your responses on the chat. So would you like to tell me what are the various relationships that we have? Who are the people that we interact every day? Our friends, our parents, our children. Yes, Himali ma'am, our friends, our family relations. Okay, Sudha ma'am is saying friends and relatives, society, people, neighbors, colleagues. Yes, Sudha ma'am, that's right. Colleagues, friends and family. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Padma ma'am, acquaintances, teachers and students. Yes, of course, students. How can we forget? We are all part of the teaching community. Students are a very large part of our interaction and our relationships. Nature. Yes, Kumud ma'am, I love that you put that. Nature and pets and animals. And maybe we relate with the inanimate objects around us. What about the hills? What about the trees? Isn't it? So, Jaya Lakshmi ma'am is saying with our guru, how beautiful. That's so heartwarming. I love that response. Our cousins, all human beings. Lolly ma'am, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You have already taken the words out of my mouth with our own self also. And I think that's the most crucial relationship, isn't it? So let's see if we can divide it into these kind of circles, that some relationships are on the surface and some relationships will be in the core. Nivesha ma'am, situational relationship. Okay, yeah, maybe that is just very temporary and need based. Very nice. Non-living things, Vara Lakshmi ma'am is saying, with our soul. I love that also. So maybe we have two types of relationships. One is at the core and one is a surface relationships. And who are in our surface relationships? Acquaintances, the outer circle of people whom we know, but maybe not very close to, don't interact on a daily basis. And at the core is our inner circle, our dear friends, our family, maybe our peers. Like suppose we are working in a school. Suppose I'm working in a primary domain, then maybe the teachers of secondary domain, I'm not that close to them. So I might put them in my surface relationships. But my co-teachers who are working on my level, I interact with them every single day and they become my core relationships. Some of my students whom I really bond with so nicely and they become kind of my core relationships. Doesn't it happen that sometimes we form such lovely bonds with our students that many years later also, that time we saw them so tiny and many years later they're towering above us and they come with you with that show and saying ma'am, and when that word ma'am comes in their mouth, they are that little child again and they remember us with gratitude and love. So what else is that but a core relationship? So yes, sometimes our students also will come in this core relationship, isn't it? We have some heartwarming and really touching relationships with our students. I know all of us are teachers here. Many of us have some wonderful stories about students who came back many years later and said, ma'am, because of you, I am who I am today. Because of you, I learned this lesson that I will never forget. I know there are many of us with lovely stories and I would like to hear them. At a later point, I'm going to ask you, so please prepare yourselves with those lovely stories of heartwarming relationships with your students or peers or the parents. We want to hear about it. Okay. Acha, Rama ma'am is saying, someone said that she was their best teacher. Isn't it so wonderful when they say that, no amount of salary or money can give you that feeling when a child comes back to thank you when they don't have to, isn't it? So that's the kind of warm relationships we want to form. Some of us have been working together in the same school for many years. We are closer to our peers sometimes than even to our own family members because we spend so much time in school, so much time. Even when we come back, we are with them on the phone because we want to discuss something about work, or, we are on the message because there's something that they need to know. So sometimes it so happens that our peers, or our colleagues in school become closer to us than family members also. That can happen. So now let's take a deeper look at this core relationship. Who's in the innermost core of the core relationships? Acha, I'd like to read what Sundari ma'am is saying. It's more than any award or reward. Absolutely, ma'am. And Suganya ma'am is saying, my student said, I'm a dolphin. Since the dolphin will be friendly with any people who interact with it. That's so nice, ma'am. I love that. Actually, dolphin is one of my favorite animals because I really feel it's so joyful. And I'd love to meet you sometime, ma'am. If your students are saying that, I'm sure that's how you are. And Rama ma'am is saying, I've been teaching their siblings too. So I've heard from the parents telling them to bring him also up like the elder one. Make sure that he also shines out like the elder one has. So both the students and the parents are appreciating your sincere hard work, Rama ma'am. That's lovely to know. So now let's move from these core relationships to knowing who is really at the very, very core of that circle. And as we can see here, it is no one but myself. So what is the most important relationship out of all of these, outer, inner, surface, core? The core of the core relationship is with myself. So that is the most important relationship, isn't it? So it goes to say that unless I'm able to look after my own health, be compassionate to myself, be kind to myself, know how to manage myself, any of these qualities I cannot display for others. If I don't know how to love myself, I cannot be a loving person. If I don't know how to be compassionate with myself, I don't know how to be compassionate with others. So really, this relationship, the very foundation of having healthy relationships should begin with yourself. Okay, as we say, charity begins at home. Let's start with ourselves. You know, there's a very lovely quote by the mystic Rumi. You may have heard it, that yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. So when we look at ourselves and bring in those positive changes, relate to ourselves in a more loving and healthy way, we'll see that these same qualities are reflected around us and amongst other people whom we're interacting with. So now let's take a look at, so this, in this webinar, we are now going to look at reconnecting with our own inner self first, and then begin that journey from inside out, rather than looking at everyone else. How do I relate with that one? How do I relate with that one? How do I improve this relationship? First things first, look at ourselves, connect with ourselves. Okay, so let's try and reverse this view, look within, connect within, become antarmukhita, and see how we can bring that, those positive changes. We are already doing a lovely job. We know that we have touched many hearts, but is there room for improvement? There always is, isn't it? So let's see how we can bring in these lovely positive changes. So we teachers, I know that often life has become very stressful. Life has become very hectic often, and we are working a lot, often taking work home, and so many demands on us. A lot more paperwork is now needed. We have to adhere to lots of norms, new notifications by the boards. Maybe CBSE wants something new now, some other modification is coming. It becomes very difficult to, we struggle with this. Sometimes our academic leaders also put pressure on us. So it's not easy, right? So are we looking at ourselves? Are we practicing self-care? Are we practicing self-love and compassion? So let's take a look at this video, which some teachers are sharing. How do they practice self-care? So I will request Vinay sir if he can share the video, if it's possible.
Yes.
Yes, Jayalakshmi ma'am, me time. Are we practicing me time? It's so important. We give so much to everyone and then we have nothing left for ourselves, isn't it? So you can't serve from an empty cup. If you are empty, how are you going to help anyone else? How can you fill anyone else up? So it has to begin with that.
What are some of the ways that you practice self-care?
I don't. Oh boy. That's definitely a skill I need to get better at.
Self-care is hard, especially in this profession.
However, my focus has been to get outside more, do more engagement with our environment.
I'm cranking up the tunes in the kitchen. I'm cooking something delicious for my family.
There is more to life than just work, even if you really enjoy your career a lot, like we do.
I don't grade papers at home. I don't check my email very much at home, and I'm a better teacher when I have established healthy boundaries with work and leave work at work.
So one of the ways that I practice self-care is being able to say no. Sometimes you have to be able to take a step back and refresh before going on to that next project.
1 minute meditations. I just close my eyes, take a deep breath, and try not to think too much about what happens. And when I open my eyes, I feel much better.
Try to turn your brain off and let it be quiet sometimes.
Disconnecting from technology and distractions and spending time with the people that I love the most.
Before you assist others with the oxygen mask, assist yourself first. I like to exercise and be with my family, but yeah, assist yourself before assisting others.
I think it's really important to give myself the time to be creative. Even actually really digging in and researching is creative for me.
I play piano in the evenings. I read a book. I try to take time that is both being still and also being active.
Spending time in prayer, practicing yoga, or even spending time outdoors, like going boonie stomping around the jungles of Guam.
Fresh air and movement are key to restoring my sanity and perspective.
I get up before anybody in my family when it's still dark outside, and I go to the gym on some mornings, or I go just sit and have some quiet time to myself.
Or I am going for a walk, or I'm reading a book, or I'm taking a nap on the weekend.
I practice self-care by traveling. Sometimes it's good to get out of our bubble.
My best mode of self-care is to learn from my students. I've learned patience, I've learned empathy, I've learned the latest dance move.
To reach out to other teachers, share experiences, and have somebody to bounce ideas off of. It rejuvenates you and helps you reignite that passion for teaching.
So thank you very much, sir, for that. So this is what some of the teachers do for self-care. Maybe some of you can share here on the chat, or maybe you can raise your hand and speak as well. What do you all do to give yourself some me time? Are you able to watch? Oh, Nivesha ma'am is saying, I like to watch horror movies. Okay, that's interesting. Anything else? What do you like to do to de-stress, to disconnect, or just make yourself feel rejuvenated? What do you all do in your me time, in your off time? Buy gifts for yourself. Yes, wonderful. I love that. Meditation or walking. I practice yoga, walk with my best friends. I listen to songs, says Bhumi ma'am. I go for a walk every day. Padma ma'am listens to music, yoga and reading. Hemalata ma'am likes to have a day out. Srisha ma'am practices meditation. Someone does tree plantation. Someone reads the Bhagavad Gita, listening to songs, hearing music. Excellent. Keep away from the mobile. Yes, absolutely. Someone goes for a long ride. Someone likes to read, sing bhajans. That's so nice. Walking in the park. Kanaya Pitla is saying heartfulness meditation. Yes, I will vouch for that being one of the best me times ever. Someone likes to visit temples. Someone enjoys nature. Someone feeds birds. Srisha ma'am likes to feed the birds. Nivesha ma'am likes to play with kids. And Rakavani ma'am also says playing with kids, talking with friends, going for a walk, cooking my favorite dishes, doing embroidery. Wow, that's very relaxing, you know, that kind of repetitive movement. Interested in tailoring and listening to songs, says. And Madhav sir is saying, I just like to go for a long walk. Reading, gardening, meditation, watering plants. अपने बच्चों के साथ खेलना, हिमानी मैम कह रही है. Self-pampering by having good food and doing skincare. Wow. I like Lazim ma'am's very nice solutions for self-care. I'm going to take some tips from that. Simply sit by seeing the clouds. That's so nice. That's very relaxing. So I love all these activities that y'all are doing, but I think, can we agree that we don't get enough of it, right? Would we like to do more? Healthcare tips like meditation, Mumi ma'am is saying. So we know what we like to do. We know what's going to make us feel so nice, but we just don't get enough time to do it, right? There's so much happening, isn't it? Doing something creative. I like to watch detective movies. Lolly ma'am is saying not enough time. And Kanaya Pitla is saying inner state of observation of mind. Yes, observing yourself from within. So there are many, many things that we can do, but is it enough? Do we get enough time? And in that short time that we are spending, like suppose we are very stressed out and we say, okay, let me go for a walk. You go for a walk, you come back. For a while you felt better, but maybe things come back again to us. And the stressors don't really go away. Maybe they, for a while, they leave us, but again, things come back, isn't it? So let us look for finding solutions that are a little more permanent in removing the things that are stressing us. Let us look for solutions that are creating an inner transformation that is helping us to deal with the stress in a more positive way, right? Because reading, listening to music and all does relax you, but it's a bit temporary. But when you do something at a deeper level, when you work on yourself at a deeper level, you'll find the changes are more permanent and you're better able to deal with stress as the days go by. So Urmila ma'am is saying, do what you love or love what you do. Yes, lovely. So let us see what else can we do. So self-care encourages us. Acha, Nevesha is saying just go to sleep. Wow, that's wonderful. But ma'am, I'm telling you, meditation is even better than sleep. It will make you even more relaxed than sleep. And the way your brain will get rested, even sleep cannot rest it so much. So let's try that out. So self-care encourages us in maintaining a healthy relationship with ourselves. And this helps us feel energized, refreshed, and better able to support around us. Because see, we have so much on our hands. We're supporting maybe a whole class of children and maybe more than one class. We're supporting our families, we're supporting our parents, we're supporting our own children. So we have so many people to whom we want to give. And how better to do that unless we energize and refresh and rejuvenate ourselves, right? So let's see what else. So let's now do a short activity here. I'll ask for, so here we'll just see how, delve into ourselves, share a few qualities about ourselves or some information about ourselves, and find how are we really connected with each other. Just by sharing that few information, we might find that yes, indeed, we are connected. So I request few of you to please raise your hands, and I would need at least 4 volunteers for this activity. So let's see if this works out. This activity by sharing. Oh, wonderful. Varalakshmi ma'am has. So Varalakshmi ma'am, can you start your video? Those who are volunteering, I request you all to start your video so I can spotlight you. Okay, we'll start. Okay, thank you, Varalakshmi ma'am. Excellent. So now I'll spotlight you. We'll just end this. I'll stop sharing. And okay, both of you are being spotlighted. Excellent. And we'd like 2 more, please. 2 more teachers. If you all will volunteer, that will be really lovely. Who else? Please raise your hands. Okay, Rama ma'am. Excellent. Rama ma'am, can you start your video? Excellent. And we'd like you to be spotlighted as well. Yes, wonderful. And 1 more, if we can have, that would be lovely. 1 more teacher, please, as a volunteer. Krishna. Okay, yes, excellent. So could you please start your video so I can spotlight you? Krishna Kumar. If you could start your video, then I can spotlight you and we can all be in the activity. Is it possible for you to I'll maybe ask you to unmute. Is it possible for you to, I'll ask all of you all to unmute. Yes. So, Reshmi Iyer ma'am, I hope you all have been able to unmute.
Yes, we can unmute.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Okay, good evening. And Krishna Kumar sir, are you able to switch on your video or unmute yourself? Okay, I think he's not able to. Any one more person? Otherwise, we can just continue with. Okay, great. So we have a nice group of enthusiastic volunteers here, and let us see how we are all interconnected. So I'd like to ask each one of you to introduce yourselves and tell us one thing that you like and another thing that you don't like. Okay, or maybe one or two things that you like and few things that you don't like, and we'll go one by one like that. And then let's see, do we connect somewhere that, oh, even I don't like that, or I also like that. Let's see how we can find those connections. Sundari ma'am is raising her hand. So yes, Sundari ma'am, you can, yes, ma'am, that will be great if you can also be part, and I'll ask you also to unmute. Ma'am, can you please unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent, Sundari ma'am, great. So shall we begin? Reshmi ma'am, can you start by...
Unmute. You have to unmute.
Wait. I'll give you the request to unmute again. Ask to unmute. Okay, yes, ma'am. Again, got muted again. 1 second, ma'am.
Yes, I'm able to speak now. Sorry about that. Yeah, so two things that I like. I love petrichor, love the smell of rains on hot earth. And the second thing that I love is mangoes. So two things about summer, I guess. And the thing that I do not like is when people smile, but the smiles don't reach their eyes.
Ma'am, I'm with you. I love the smell of damp earth and I love mangoes. So I think here and now I connect with you immediately on these two likes. So I found that connection. Great, great. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, ma'am. Anyone else finds a connection with ma'am with what she shared, what she likes and what she doesn't like?
Mango.
Yes.
I do like mango.
Yes.
Raw mango.
I do like mango.
All
of course.
All of us like
Yeah.
mango.
Yes. He's the king of the fruits.
Yeah.
So we absolutely love the mango. Yes.
Ma'am, are you an English teacher because you use that beautiful word petrichor? Yes, see, I knew it. So yeah.
Yes, I do teach English in a school called CS Academy here in E Road. And the reason why I said it is because it's raining here. I moved from Bangalore here recently, and the weather just took a drastic turn. It's been super hot the last 2 days, and now it's just immensely cool here, and it's beautiful. I wish you could be here.
Excellent. I know. I wish, because it's not raining here and it's quite hot here in Pune.
I'm from Pune too.
So
I'm from area, ma'am.
Here also.
Okay, now let's move on to Varalakshmi ma'am. Ma'am, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, ma'am. I like to visit Himalayas, foot of the Himalayas. Last in the 2018, I have visited Shardam Yatra, where I was really wonderful and surprised, enjoyed a lot of seeing that snow and the weather. The weather always quickly changes, minute to the minute, hour to hour. But that coolness and that voice feeling, everything existed there in the Kedarnath. Really, I love that sweetness of the weather and the way the nature there existed. Really, I enjoyed a lot, ma'am.
Wow. I also love the mountains, and I think there is something happening here because whoever's come loves what I love. So I'm really liking that. Wonderful, ma'am. In fact, even I'll be going to Uttarakhand in another 4 days. I'll be in the Himalayas as well. So I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. I'm also planning to visit Amarnath July 1st. I've already booked the tickets. So once again, I'll get the chance of visiting Kashmir and all that.
Excellent.
Really enjoying. What I hate is people speaking back to me, back to anybody.
Yeah.
That I don't like.
It's not nice.
Open-heartedly, I invite them to speak. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks so much. So yes, I think many of us, even on the chat, many are saying, I also love cool spaces. Himani ma'am is saying, मैं तो कान्हा शांतिवनम हैदराबाद सबसे अच्छा लगता है. मुझे भी, Himani ma'am, I also agree. I'm with you there. Anyone else? I'm sure many people love nature and the hills, and we all find our connection, heart-to-heart connection with Varalakshmi ma'am over there.
Thank you.
I'm sure most of us don't like people backbiting or talking,
Gossiping.
gossiping about. And Sudha ma'am also wants to do the Char Dham Yatra. So she's with you there, Varalakshmi ma'am. Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now I'd like to ask Rama ma'am, would you please tell us?
Yeah, I love to do window shopping.
Oh, wow.
Wherever I go, whichever place I go, I travel. I like to go around and see, do small window shopping.
Excellent. Window shopping is what she.
Yeah.
And what else? Who else? I think, is there anyone who doesn't love window shopping? Everyone loves that. Yes.
Women's favorite
Us do window
thing.
shopping.
Women's favorite thing is to collect the new things wherever we go.
Retail therapy. Yes, we retail therapy without spending the money. Great. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Yes, I think we all connect on that. Anything else you would like to share, Rama ma'am?
Hating, I want people to be very friendly and not talking behind the back, not gossiping. I like people who are very friendly and very smiling, approachable. That kind of.
But who doesn't? Yes, absolutely. Excellent. Thank you so much, Rama ma'am.
Yeah. Incidentally, Reshmi, I'm also with CS Academy. I remember seeing you in the workshop as well.
Oh, lovely. I was actually talking to Anjali ma'am because I come from the same city as her, Pune.
Okay.
I studied in St. Mary's, ma'am.
Oh, I'm a Hellenite actually. So, all right, great.
A lot of degrees of separation, love it. And ma'am, if you don't mind, I would love to tell Varalakshmi ma'am, I love her smile. Like I
Thank
said,
you very
I need
much.
to smile to reach her eyes. And she's been smiling non-stop and I love it. Love that energy. Rama ma'am, see you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
we
you.
are seeing.
Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And Sundari ma'am, would you like to share with us? What do you like? Or what
Recently, I visited Guntur and Vijayawada, most of the temples, and I enjoyed a lot. And actually, during all these visits, actually, we leave all our stress and all. Most of the temples I visited and felt very happy, and also I'm very much interested in doing the shopping also.
Yes.
So the famous Mangalgiri I went and I purchased most of the sarees. That is the as a ladies we prefer that only, and also felt very happy. And what Varalakshmi said is true. Whoever speaks at the back of us, we have to ignore them. Then only we'll be happy and healthy. I feel so.
Yeah.
So certain things we should not take anything in our minds and all. We should be always first of all if we speak if we are pure and if we want to be healthy, so we should ignore all those things and we should always keep ourselves happy so that whatever you want to do positively, you have to do that. That's it. Whoever what others are doing to us, we should not care all those things.
Excellent.
What we are doing, first we are doing it in a positive manner, we are correct, then everything it goes happy. So whoever speaks at the back of us, the back doors, we should ignore them.
Right.
My policy, madam.
Yes.
That's
so I
why-
love that you said just let go of it if someone is saying
Yeah.
and leave it
Yeah.
to God. Yeah, God
Yeah,
will
we
take
should
care of
always do good,
it. Don't need to
feel
take
good,
revenge.
and do good. That's it.
Right.
So as a human being, we should behave like that only.
Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am. I think many of us also find peace when we go to places of worship
Yeah.
like you. and everyone also connects with you on that. And I see many responses on the chat where everyone is sharing what they like to do. And we all, and Pooja ma'am said something lovely. It's like birds of the same feather flock together. And being the last session, all those who have joined are unified in our purpose.
And myself and Varalakshmi, we both are colleagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, working in the same school.
Everyone shares a common interest of participating in these sessions. I think that's really lovely. So,
yes.
Okay, Krishna Kumar sir also, I think, wants to join. I think this will be the, I'm seeing you, sir. Maybe the next question I'll spotlight you, sir, because I think now this activity we had 4 people, and I'm seeing all the responses on the chat, and we can see many things that we all connect with. So you can see that when we know ourselves, understand ourselves, and then we can see the connections in others, we can see the reflection in others. And that's how we all can be connected through our heart, when we see what we share rather than what is different, isn't it? So wonderful. Thank you so much, teachers.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. So that was really wonderful. I don't know, the love is just flowing in this session, and I'm feeling so happy to have such lovely people participating. Thank you. Excellent. That was a lovely interaction, and that showed us that how we are all connected somewhere or the other. Whoever it may be, we can find something. Now, in this session, none of us knew each other, but we still found something that says, hey, even I like that, or even I'm like that, or even I don't like that, you know. So let's find that common ground instead of finding what's different, isn't it? So this was a lovely exercise that we did, which was a circle of connection. So now, what are the building blocks in any relationship here? So whether it's my core relationship or whether it's my surface relationship. So what are the building blocks? These are some building blocks we are giving here, which are love, trust, honesty, commitment, transparency. So for which relationships do you need these qualities? Do you need such qualities for your core relationships, or do you need them for your surface relationships or just acquaintances? Which relationships require this building blocks? Love, trust, commitment, honesty, dependability. Reshma ma'am says core. Lolly ma'am is saying inner circle. Shakuntala ma'am saying गरीब लोगों की मदद करना और शांत जगह पे बैठना. That's what she likes to do. Okay. Netra ma'am is saying core relationships, we need this. Viji ma'am, you got it. In all relationships, we need these building blocks, isn't it? So, of course, in our core relationships, we do need it. But in my, even in a surface relationship, like suppose I'm hiring someone to get some work done in my house. Maybe I'm hiring a contractor to get some renovation done. If I don't trust him, if I don't think he's honest, if I don't think he's committed or dependable or transparent, am I going to hire him? Am I going to keep him on the job? No. So even in that surface relationship, these qualities of trust, honesty, and commitment are very, very important. And those qualities are with me, and I will exhibit them no matter whom I relate to. Whether I relate with someone who I don't know or an acquaintance or someone near and dear, all these core values such as trust, honesty, commitment remain the same, because that's part of who I am, not part of how the other person relates with me. So these are very, very core and important qualities. So trust and respect is very important in relationships. There's some very nice quote here that respect for others shows our self-love. So again, we come back to that point that unless I love myself and respect myself, I really will not be able to show respect for anyone else. So again, let's come back to ourselves, to our core, to our hearts, because unless we do that with ourselves, we're not going to be able to show it to anyone else. So also, it's so important to create positive and respectful relationships, which can dramatically enhance a level of motivation, therefore promote positive environment and promote the right attitude. And people who have access to more strong relationships are more empathetic, compassionate, and open as they're able to relate to others. So we find this, that how do we build these relationships in our classroom? It's very, very important to do this as a teacher, because, I always feel that school is a microcosm of society. The way you're going to build your classroom is what those children are going to do in society tomorrow, right? So as a special educator or a consultant, I'm very much for the idea of inclusion and mainstreaming children with special needs. Sometimes like some other hidden special needs such as dyslexia, dysgraphia, which are not so obvious, but some like autism or cerebral palsy or Downs, which are very obvious. So I have always seen that when we include a child with special needs in a class, the way those children become compassionate and loving is just incredible. So at the same level, suppose it's standard 2 and standard 2A has a child with autism and standard 2B does not have any child with special needs. At the end of the year, you can see the love that these children are able to feel, the sensitivity, the empathy, the compassion that they're able to develop because of that one child being in their class is something incredible. So we as teachers have this responsibility actually of helping build this, they are mini citizens and they are tomorrow going to be the world we live in. So we actually are molding these young minds into becoming wonderful citizens of tomorrow. So if we can sow the seeds of healthy relationships, of love, empathy, compassion, right at that stage, imagine what the world is going to be tomorrow. So from my side as a special educator, this is my one experience that I've seen, that how do you, because compassion, you can't just tell a child be compassionate. You can't just tell them be empathetic. You have to show them what it is, firstly, by demonstrating it yourself. Secondly, you have to give them an opportunity to be compassionate and to be empathetic. So how do we do that? That's completely up to us as teachers. We can do it in our classrooms. Think of situations, you can do it and try it out. And I would definitely advocate, try and have a child with special needs in your class and see how you grow as a person and see how your children grow and become something incredible. And then tomorrow, when they grow up, they go out into society and they meet people who are differently abled. Imagine how kind and compassionate they're going to be, and imagine what our world will be like, right? So we are the ones who are capable of creating that ideal world, isn't it? So let's move to the next. Yes, all children love and serve all. Yes, sir. And Pundekar sir is saying teachers are creating citizens and finally the society. Right, absolutely true. And now it's always not, everything is not hunky-dory, right? Things do go wrong. And sometimes we do go through some conflicts. That's very natural, isn't it? And so being in conflict is not wrong or is nothing bad. But what we need to develop is a healthy mechanism to resolve our conflicts, okay? We need to be able to know that when I'm in a situation where I don't agree with someone, I'm conflicting in my understanding or in my thoughts, how do I deal with it? So again, we say, turn within. At Heartfulness, it's always look within, go to your core, connect with yourself, understand, am I looking at the things in the wrong way? Am I looking at it with the colored glasses of my prejudice? Right? So disagreements are a very natural part of healthy relationships. And often the reason is prejudices or biases that we may have, because we're not thought about the situation in the correct way. We are lacking understanding of the situation. And we find that there's little lack of faith and understanding. So if we correct this situation by developing a correct thinking, right understanding, and an honest approach to everything, we find that we are better able to deal with these disagreements, these conflicts. So conflict resolution through compromising. Sometimes you need to compromise, be open, accommodating, collaborating. It can be solved in a fair and a rational way, right? So how can we do this? I have a short video that how we can again focus on ourselves and look to creating a more peaceful society. So this is a short video by our global guide, Shri Kamlesh Patel. So I request you all to just watch it. I hope it's audible.
Individual has a more power. They have a power equivalent to God's. You remember the Bible statement, God created a man in his image. So you also have the same power. But I have to use that same power in upliftment. See? I can meditate for myself. I can exercise for myself. I can read a book for myself. I cannot educate other person. I cannot make other person spiritual. Even if you want to, you are helpless. You must have seen, when you share your ideas with your boyfriend or a girlfriend or your father or mother, or when your father or mother tell you something, do you always do what they ask you to do? You might do it once, maybe you might do it twice, but if your heart is not in it, you cannot fulfill the advice of your parents. So even if you love your children so much, even if you love your friends or your spouse so much, the growth, individual growth at physical, mental, and spiritual level depends on an individual. If I have to bring about peace in Venezuela, Venezuela is one of the most troubled countries in the world today. Even Lord Jesus cannot take a staff and move it around the map of Venezuela and say, now the people of Venezuela are liberated, happy and joyful. No one can do it. Not even God can do it. Why? Because we are the problems. Individual has a more power. They have a power equivalent to God's. You remember the Bible statement, God created a man in his image. So you also have the same power. But I have to use that same power in upliftment. See? If you want to bring about peace in any community, there is no other way than you as an individual feel that, experience that, and transform yourself. And then other person, one heart at a time. There is no globally, you can bring about universal peace. It's not possible. You can bring about individual peace. You can make individually people happy. I can give vaccine for COVID to one person. I cannot do it in one go to everyone. So one heart at a time, one mind at a time, one soul at a time.
Ma'am, you are muted.
That's a very powerful message that we might be faced with conflicts and we want to generate peace, but it can only happen one person at a time, one heart at a time. And of course, it begins with ourselves. So when we talk very openly, so yesterday and day before, we did have a session on heartful communication. We had about developing empathy. How should we speak? and we spoke in great detail about that. So I'll not really tell you too much about this, but of course, when the way we speak, our verbal and our non-verbal communication, these are very, very crucial in maintaining our relationships in a very healthy way. So before we just react, let us stop. Let us reflect, think, pause, and then act. And what lets you create this space between the action happening or the person speaking and your response. The ability to give that pause is when you learn to meditate. You're able to see yourself as a witness. You're able to watch the situation as a witness and then respond in an appropriate way. So now I'd like to share some Menti questions with you. So I'll share the link in the chat box. Just a second. So let us now think deeply on this, that now so far we've talked a lot about relationships. So what are now the ideal qualities that we need to develop in order to have hearty relationships, or heartful relationships, or healthy relationships? You may go to the chat box and click on the link there and do respond as to what qualities do you feel one needs to develop or possess in order to have strong relationships. So you can just, it can just be one word. Krishna Kumar sir is saying compassion. Fundikar is saying, sir is saying, accept it as it is. Acceptance, excellent. So here also we're seeing some lovely answers: trust, love, faith, patience, compassion, self-awareness, self-care, transparency, understanding, listening, love and trust, open heart, svikarita, excellent, empathy. Such beautiful answers. These, just reading these words makes you relax sometimes, right? It opens your heart when you read words like that itself. Honesty, accept people as they are, have a sacrifice. That's beautiful. Yes, sacrifice is a beautiful and selfless quality. Vishwas, true love, mutual trust, giving a pause, being grateful, lovely, having belief. Saraswati ma'am is saying having empathy, compromise. Someone said compromise. That's a very difficult thing to do, but unless you really love someone, you can't do it, right? So compromise, honesty, excellent. These are lovely responses I'm getting now. Broad-mindedness, accepting without any expectations, wonderful. Trust and faith. Is there any? Okay. Accepting others' views, love and trust, gratitude, Vishwas or Prem, Shakundala ma'am kahinge. Excellent. So thank you so much for sharing that. What are the ideal qualities? Now, I would like you all to look within and think that what qualities do you need to develop, right? What qualities do we still need to develop, or what qualities do you have already? So we'll go to the next question. What are the qualities that you possess as a person, as a human being? So it's the same link. Yes, I'll share it again. It's the same link. Please tell me, how are you as a person equipped to have healthy relationships? What qualities do you feel that you possess? Can you share here on the chat? Sincerity, okay. One teacher saying, I'm very sincere. Someone says, I'm friendly in nature. Someone is an angry bird, okay. Fundika sir is saying, second thinking before being judgmental, okay. Friendly in nature. Loving, compassionate, trustworthy, open-minded, perseverant, okay, and someone accepts without expecting. That's so beautiful. And someone is committed, hardworking, honest, loving, trustworthy. Rama ma'am is saying mutual respect. Yashoda ma'am is saying cooperating. Parashakti ma'am is saying I'm a loving person. And these are all qualities which are going to help you in developing healthy and heartful relationships. And that is why the relationships that you do have and are successful in it because of these. Kindness, yes. Gomati ma'am, I think kindness is one of the very key things, qualities to have, right? Understanding, Lakshmi ma'am is saying. Lazim ma'am is saying humble. And Mrs. Preeti ma'am is saying unconditional love. Excellent. Barakshi ma'am is saying affectionate. Prabala ma'am is saying accepting things as they are. Excellent. These are lovely responses. Thank you so much. My dog has decided to join me. Chuno. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for Atmasayam. Himani ma'am is saying beautiful. I'm glad to know that you have that quality, ma'am. And Shakuntala ma'am is saying Madad Sahayata or Prem. Excellent. Juno. Okay, that's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your responses. Excellent. So now we can get back to our Nivesha ma'am is saying she's down to earth. Saraswati ma'am says she's very truthful. Katika ma'am says she's able to bear sorrow. Wow, that's really touching to know, ma'am. And I'm sure these words come from experience. And all of us have gone through some difficult times during COVID. I'm sure it has made us stronger, allowing us to be graceful even under very dark situations. Sri Shalam sir is saying he is dedicated. Savitri ma'am is saying she's very patient. Excellent. So it's so nice to know that you have so many qualities. And now I think it's just nice for you to ponder that what qualities do you need to develop? Okay, I think that's just a question for we ourselves, that I know that sometimes I need to develop a little more maybe patience, or where am I lacking? Maybe I don't listen well, I'm too hasty and wanting to speak. So all of us can try and do that introspection and see what are the qualities I would like to develop so that I'm even a better candidate for having healthy relationships, isn't it? So these are all the qualities that you have given. You gave many, many more than these also. So thank you for those lovely responses, teachers. So now, rather than just talking about healthy relationships and building it in the classroom, I'd at this point like to hear from you. How did you help develop a strong relationship, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in your workspace, whether it's with your teachers, co-teachers, colleagues, or in your classroom? So maybe I'll like to begin by telling a story from the school where I was working. So I was working in a mainstream school, CBSE school, as a special educator. And there was a child with developmental disabilities. He had a speech defect. He had ADHD, hyperactivity disorder. And so he was around 2 years older than his class. And since he was very hyperactive, he used to keep moving around, maybe poking someone, touching someone. And he had speech difficulty. So his friends could not understand what he was saying. तो उसके फ्रेंड्स उसको समझते नहीं वो क्या बात कर रहा है, क्योंकि उसको स्पीच डिफेक्ट की वजह से वो ठीक से बोल नहीं पाता था. So then we found that though we were mainstreaming him, he's going to his mainstream class for activities such as yoga, art. One subject, he was good at math, so he used to sit for math in the class. But he was not getting accepted and assimilated in the classroom. So we thought, now how can we develop this heartful relation between the children and this boy? So we came up with a plan. The counselors and special educators, we sat together and we had a strategy. We knew this child used to go for occupational therapy. And in his therapy, he used to learn how to do origami. Okay, like you can see this housefly over here. So he used to learn how to do origami, which is folding paper. Because when you do those paper folding activities, your fine motor or your small muscles are developed well. And that would help him in his handwriting and other things. So we thought, let's use this skill and build his relationships with his class. Okay. So we told his class that, I'll change the name, Aditya. So Aditya is very good at origami, and see what he has made. And we showed the class that he has made this origami. And this class was very impressed. And we said, now Aditya is going to teach you how to make this fly. So we gave one colored paper to the whole class. And we told Aditya, now you teach everyone how to do this. He felt so important that my classmates, rather than telling me to go away, shoo away and not play with me, they're now actually looking at me with respect. They're asking me how to do it. So he was walking up and down the class, telling everyone, now do this, now fold like that. He was demonstrating it. And, he was feeling so good, and his friends also are admiring him. And we made this housefly. And suddenly his importance in the class went up. Everyone started now trying to talk to him and respecting him. Then we took this housefly and we did a circle time. We sat with all the children in a circle. Everyone had the fly in their hand. We made one big fly and we told a story. We said that this Buzzy the fly, this fly's name is Buzzy. And this fly used to fly around with his friends. And he used to go near one friend and buzz about. And the friends used to keep shooing him away because they didn't understand what he was saying. The fly used to go again somewhere else, buzz over there. And they used to also shoo him away. And he used to feel very lonely and sad because everyone shooed him away. No one wanted to play with him. And no one understood what he's saying. Then we paused and we asked the class, have you ever felt like this? Have you ever felt that no one understood you? Have you ever felt lonely? So you'll be surprised. Many of the typically developing children also stood up and said, yes, I felt like this. Once I went to my cousin's house, no one included me. Once I went to some class, everyone was doing better than me. I felt very low. So everyone was able to identify that emotion. They said, okay, then what should we do? They said we should try to understand Buzzy and we should not shoo him away all the time. So I said, okay, now Buzzy is our best friend. And we put up this big housefly on the bulletin board in their class, and that became the class mascot. And without very explicitly naming that we are actually comparing this child with the fly, that message got across. And after that, that child was accepted so wonderfully. Everyone started inviting him for birthday parties. In lunch break, they called him to have snacks with them. So this small exercise helped develop that heartful relationship between all the children and the children with special needs. So this is one experience of mine. Would any one of you like to share? Please raise your hand. I'd love to hear from you. Do unmute yourself and share your story with me. Reshmi ma'am is saying, I sit down next to the child, that is with the student, and when I speak with them, being at their height, yes, and smiling, being open, it makes all the difference. And I respect them completely. Age is not a criteria for giving respect. I just love that, ma'am, really. Being respectful is your quality. It doesn't depend on the other person. I'm respectful. If I'm respectful, I should be that way to everyone. Beautiful. Thank you, ma'am. Would anyone like to share a story where they were able to generate a very loving environment, whether it's in their home, whether it's amongst their colleagues, something that you did, some strategy that you used that really helped? Vidya Devi ma'am is saying every child has a built-in special knowledge which should be drawn and to make active, help them to be explored by the teacher through Heartfulness. Yes, ma'am. We'll always be there to help, but I'm sure all of you all have such rich experience. If you raise your hand, I'd love to unmute you and hear your story about how did you help a certain child or someone in your family to develop this kind of a loving relationship or resolve some conflict by your intervention. Would any one of you like to share? Bhumi ma'am is saying we have to go to their situation and control that environment. Yes. And Aditya Ghosh sir is saying, I am Aditya. Sir, I'm not talking about you, I'm sure, because that was not his real name. Okay. Is anyone wanting to share their thoughts? Would you like to raise your hand and share a story from your class? Pooja Soni ma'am is saying that my best friend is my teacher from school and she's been my mentor, guide, friend, and a lot more over the past 18 years. Excellent. And I'm trying to take her legacy ahead. That's so beautiful, Pooja ma'am. It's lovely to know. Reshma ma'am is saying, I teach English as a subject. One teacher is from a vernacular medium, found difficulty in speaking and understanding the English language. Once the student tried to speak, I encouraged her. And even while I was writing a creative para, I encouraged, that effect was very positive in her. And now she's speaking so well. That's lovely to know, Reshma ma'am. Saraswati ma'am is saying, just spread love in everything you do. और शीला मैम कह रही है प्रत्येक बच्चे में अंतर्निहित विशेष ज्ञान होता है जिसे तैयार किया जाना चाहिए और सक्रिय करना चाहिए, शिक्षक द्वारा खोजे जाने में उनकी सहायता करनी चाहिए. यस मैम, एब्सोल्युटली. मैं वही आपसे पूछ रही हूँ कि क्या कोई हमारे साथ साझा करना चाहेगा कि आपने ये कैसे किया क्लास में? Would anyone like to share with us? Okay. Maybe if you think about it later, do raise your hand. We will unmute you and love to hear your story. Okay. So now let us look at this. Okay, Krishna.
We have one hand raise.
Okay, Krishna Kumar sir, please share कीजिए कि आपने आपके क्लास में सर unmute.
Namaste, madam. Namaste. I'm a mathematics teacher in my town.
Okay.
Some students feel it's difficult. So I'm creating first motivation among the subject by giving puzzles and real life situations like that. Then after they can easily learn. Motivation is the first step of learning. As a heartfulness teacher, we should do motivation by compassion. By heartful teaching is excellent teaching. It's a permanent one. Actually, as a teacher, we can strengthen their inner capacities only. We can't dump the knowledge in their minds.
Right.
It's my feeling.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Actually, many students have a fear of mathematics. So having a good maths teacher is very, very crucial nowadays. I'm seeing more and more children
It's an abstract one now.
Yeah. So I'm glad that there is a heartful
It's not a concrete subject.
Yes. So I'm glad there's a very heartful math teacher whom now the students will not feel afraid of math and they will definitely benefit. So it's nice to hear that, sir. Thank you very much.
There is so many relationships among between mathematics and spirituality also.
Yes, sir.
God also unknown. In mathematics also, in every formula we should take X is an unknown. But we are doing problems.
Yes.
By let's take X as like that.
Yes.
Confidence we
Right.
should develop.
Like things that we don't know, we are assuming they are solving the equation of our
Yes.
life. Yes. Thank you. That's a very nice
Here
way
also we are assuming.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. And Latika ma'am is saying, I'm helping my students not only in academics, but sometimes they need emotional guidance too. Absolutely. So they depend on us, and when they trust us, they'll tell us so many things that they might not even tell their parents. I'm sure many of us have experienced this, that they say, my mother doesn't know, but I'm telling you, because they love and they trust us, isn't it? Yeah, maybe we'll take one more. Sudha ma'am, would you like to share?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Do share.
Yes, ma'am. When I was working in some other school in 2012, there was a student, ma'am. He is deaf and dumb, and also ADHD problem was with him. So he always used to pinch, break, or beat other students. He used to steal all the things of others. Then all the children also used to scared out of him. So I made him to sit always beside me, and I used to show love and affection. I used to create some friendship between them, because I used to call one by one and make him friendship like that. And he is very good. He is very good. He loves you so much like that. Like that, I used to tell, and I created a little bit good atmosphere in the school, so that his behavior became good. So this is my story, madam. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Lovely, ma'am. Absolutely. We have to be the role model. When we model that behavior, children imitate it. If we only show that we are not accepting of the child with special needs, what will they copy? Right. So I really appreciate, ma'am, that you have accepted.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thanks. I'd like to ask Sri Shailam sir also that do share your story, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
See, generally here, this is Sri Shailam working in a government school, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
See, generally here, the parents send the children to the school, not for studying. At least they learn here discipline. And most of the children, they lack of here moral values, ethics, and constitutional values. They don't know here what to do and what not to do. But in this way, here just we struggle a lot in the government schools here, because some children appear in government schools once in a blue moon. And when their parents have work at their home, they stop coming to the school. So under these circumstances, we make the children and we mold the children and we shape the children in different way. And we make the children come to school regularly by teaching some moral values and by teaching some, that means biographies of like Mr. Abdul Kalam and Swami Vivekananda. So we strive everything to come up in their life. So here, just not only educating, ma'am, just first of all, we should guide the children in such a way. First of all, how to mingle in the society, how to lead a happy life, how to be honest. So we should guide in such a way. That I have been doing, ma'am. Almost, I finished my 20-year service, 24-year service, and this is 25th year. I am doing my best, ma'am, for the sake of children.
Excellent, sir. It's very touching to know that. I know it is not easy, and I know teachers like you who literally go to the homes of the children and bring them to the school. You need to come because they don't come. Yeah, I know it's teachers like you who is doing that work. So hats off to you. It's very difficult. It's not easy.
Last year I spent almost 6,000 to 8,000, ma'am, on children. We went to their houses and brought their children, and I campaigned here on my own expenses, and I have a good rapport with the parents. First of all, the parents do not know the value of education. So anyhow, ma'am, my fashion is teaching. Teaching is my fashion. Always I strive something how to make the children as intelligent and clever. How do here? First of all, everybody says I want to become an engineer, scientist, but nobody says I want to be a good citizen. And I am working towards the children to make the good citizens. That is required to upliftment of society, ma'am.
Wonderful, sir. We are all very touched to hear what work you're doing. And this is this is nothing. I mean, if this is not a heartful relationship, what it is? So really hats off to you, sir, and really kudos for the good work you're doing, and may you be showered by blessings for the wonderful work you're doing. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's very inspirational for all of us because working in an urban environment, we don't realize the challenges that government schools have. And it's really very hard working there. And 20 years you've been there, it's something incredible. Thank you.
24 years, ma'am. I
24
finished my 24 years.
24 years. Amazing.
This is 12 years I worked for private sector, ma'am. 12 years I worked for government sector.
Excellent.
So this is 13th year, and where I have been working as a government teacher.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hats off to you, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that story.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a million.
So we are all very touched by these stories that we have, and I know there are many, many stories. We all remember our own teachers with love and affection, and we remember the stories we have with our students, isn't it? And so how to now stimulate these positive attributes, more of them in ourselves and also in our students and others around us. So how to do that? There is a very interesting exercise called breathe with awareness. So let us do a short practical experience of this breathe with awareness. It will take a couple of minutes only. So breathe with awareness and purpose. So I request everyone to just close your eyes very gently and just we'll just be breathing in and out. Just listen to whatever I'm saying and do it accordingly. Okay. So sit comfortably and close your eyes very softly and gently. I'm now going to be walking you through breathing with an awareness of purpose. Breathing with awareness and purpose is a technique intended to relax the body and stimulate the positive attributes of the heart. Let us begin. Breathe in that which is good, needed, and positive for your self-improvement. Breathe out that which is good for others and for the betterment of the global community. Breathe in all that is good for me. Breathe out all that is good for everyone. Breathe in positivity. Breathe out optimism. Breathe in appreciation. Breathe out joy. Breathe in compassion. Breathe out love. So you may gently open your eyes. This is a very nice exercise that we can do every day, filling ourselves with positivity, filling the environment around us as well with positivity. So this is a beautiful quote here. You can just read what. So how to stabilize our relationships? What is the input? It is nothing but love. So when do we find it very easy to show all these qualities of acceptance and tolerance and everything else? When there's true love in our hearts, we find it very easy to develop good relationships. So when the love is that is greater level of acceptance, so that we can solve the problems and conflicts. And where does this love come from? It comes from a pure and generous heart. And how does the heart become pure? Through meditative practices, meditation, and the removal of emotional complexities. So, how to accept ourselves and others is to let go of our personal opinions. When we come to a neutral midpoint, okay? And when we become very neutral, then we know that we have left our prejudices and biases behind. So whenever you want guidance from within, that what to do, I'm in a situation of conflict, how do I relate? How do I talk to this person? How do I communicate? What do? We can bring ourselves to a neutral midpoint and then ask for guidance from the heart. The heart will surely guide you what is the correct thing to do. So when the direction is right, our heart will feel very light. And when we are going in the wrong direction, we will find that our heart is becoming heavier. Okay, so how to now come to that neutral point where we get that inner guidance? That can be done through meditation, right? So meditation has a power to raise our awareness and to connect us with the deepest center. It holds the key to helping us develop a more balanced and loving way and move from I to we, from me to us, right? So what else is developing good relationships is when we include everyone as part of ourselves, right? So now let us take this beautiful experience of meditation. What are we doing with time? Yes, we're okay. So let's go through the meditation we have been doing every day. I hope you all are ready. So please be seated very comfortably and close your eyes very softly and very gently. We'll do a short relaxation followed by meditation. So be seated very comfortably. Close your eyes very softly and gently. We will first do heartfulness relaxation and then we'll follow it by meditation. Let's begin with our toes. Wiggle your toes and now feel them relax. Feel a relaxing energy move up through the soles of your feet, through your ankles, your calves, right up to your knees. Feel the relaxing energy move up through your thighs, relaxing all the muscles in your thighs. This relaxing energy now gently relaxes your hips, your stomach, your abdomen, and deeply relaxes your waist. Very gently move your awareness to your back. Feel this relaxing energy now slowly move up from your lower back to the middle of the back, gently progressing towards the top of your back. Your entire back is now completely relaxed. Relax your chest and shoulders. Feel all the stress from your shoulders simply melting away. The relaxing energy now flows into your upper arms, to your elbows, through your forearms, to your wrists, your hands, right up to your fingertips, relaxing your arms. Relax all the muscles in your neck. Very gently move your awareness to your head. Feel the relaxing energy move up through your jaw and chin, completely relaxing it. This energy is now relaxing all the muscles in your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows, your forehead, all your facial muscles, your earlobes, all the muscles of your scalp, right up to the roots of your hair. Experience how your entire body is now completely relaxed. Very gently, bring your awareness to your heart. Give the suggestion that the source of divine light is already present in your heart and it is attracting your attention from within. Feel immersed in the love and light present in your heart. If thoughts come, simply ignore them. If your mind wanders, bring your attention back. Give a suggestion that there's divine light in the heart. And all these suggestions are to be given very, very gently, very easily. We will now meditate in silence with our awareness gently centered in our heart. You will not hear my voice. There will be silence for some time. We'll meditate until you hear further suggestions from me. Please start meditation. That's all. Keep your eyes closed and take a few seconds to think about what you just experienced during meditation. How were you feeling before? What happened during meditation? And most importantly, how are you feeling now? Take a few seconds to think about all these things. Yes. So would you like to share? I hope everyone felt nice and is feeling relaxed. Krishna sir is saying, actually I'm using my left brain in daily life, but Heartfulness method taught me using both sides of my brain along with my heart and compassion. That's lovely, sir. Very well put. And I hope everyone is feeling relaxed and good. Feel free to share. I think, yeah, all right. I've enabled the chat box. Do share how you're feeling. If you want to share anything. Varalakshmi ma'am is saying cool and gentle, feeling relaxed. You feel the energy in the form of waves, Hemali ma'am is saying. Excellent. Absolutely relaxed, energetic and lighter. Felt ease and calm, refreshed, relaxed. That's so nice. I'm very happy that we as teachers need this, isn't it, teachers? Don't we deserve it? And don't we owe it to ourselves to do a practice like this? Don't we deserve to feel light, relaxed, and good every day? Then why should we not practice this? Let us give ourselves that time. We give so much time to everyone. Let us give ourselves a little bit of time and feel like this every day. Acquire this condition in the morning when we are meditating. By pondering over it after our meditation and writing it in our diary, we can help to extend this feeling throughout the day. So why shouldn't we feel like this all the time, isn't it? Pooja ma'am is saying, thanks a lot for such wonderful sessions. Your energy is very contagious. Thanks for this experience. Hope to listen and learn from you and any of the upcoming programs on Heartfulness. She said that she loved my poise and the way I expressed. Thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. Aarti ma'am felt less thoughts during meditation and felt really relaxed after meditation. Varalakshmi said, let's pledge for that. And we must commit to it. Yes, let us all commit to ourselves, teachers. Let's do it. We commit to practice this meditation every day for our own good. We deserve it. I really think we all deserve it. So let's commit to ourselves. Now, this is a very nice exercise, which again helps us connect when we appreciate someone or when we think back and say, yes, that was not a right thing that I did. Let me apologize. Or when we suddenly have an aha moment that you're struggling with a relationship and you suddenly get an idea that, oh, this is what I could have done. So I'll not spend too much time on this because I think we've already reached the limit of our time, because I'd like to do a feedback also with all of you. So we can try this at the end of every day, that did we appreciate whom we should have appreciated? Did we say a kind word to them? Did we apologize for something that we did wrong? And after meditation, are we getting any insights that, yes, why don't I try this strategy? Maybe that will work. So these are all ways, 3 A's to more heartful relationships. I thank all of you, dear teachers, for joining us today. But before you leave, we would like you to give us the feedback. I request Vinay sir to share the feedback link if possible. Vinay sir, can you share the link? feedback
Yes,
form
yes, I'm sharing.
chat box. Yes, so my dear teachers, I request you all to please go to the chat box and fill out the feedback form. I'd really like to know from you what you thought about the program, and it helps us improve, like we also want to do better and better every time, bring you better programs every time, and there's something that you felt we should have changed, something more we should have added, we'd love to hear from you. So Vinay sir has shared the link here on the chat box, so you can all yes, thank you for so much love. I'm getting lots of very loving messages. I'm very humbled and I'm so humbled and feeling really grateful for this love that you all are expressing. Thank you so much. My heart is also just flowing with love, seeing so many large hearts in this webinar today. I'm glad you found the program useful. And yes, this is the feedback form that we have here. Please enter your details, which city you're from, which state you're from, how many sessions were you able to attend, whether you need a certificate or not, rate the content of each of the topics if you can, and please rate of how did you find the facilitators, how did we deliver the content, were we up to your standards, and whether we can improve more, whether you found the practices of meditation, relaxation, etc. Useful. And if you have any other feedback or question for us, do share it here. We'd love to hear from you. So please do give us your feedback on the chat box. We'd love to hear from you. Even on the chat box, I can see very much useful, interesting, inspiring, and grateful being part of this program. Sundari ma'am is saying, thank you so much. Latika ma'am, yes, you will get certificates. But you need to fill out the form. So getting of the certificate will be dependent on you filling out this feedback form. So please fill out the form if you want the certificate. If you're not interested in certificate, even then fill it out, because we'd like to know how we can improve. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I hope most of you have filled out the feedback form. We'll give you a few minutes more. I'll stop sharing now. Okay. Thank you, Fundikar sir. It's nice of you to appreciate it. Shri Shailam sir, you've raised your hand. Do you want to say something? Latika ma'am saying, right now, how will I fill? Ma'am, we've given the link on the chat box. Latika ma'am, can you see the link? Vinay sir has shared it again. You can fill it here. If you're not able to fill it here, we'll be emailing it to you also. If you all have registered, we'll be sending it to your registered email. But if possible, fill it now, because later on, often we forget to do it, right? So if you're in the session now, we'll appreciate that you're filling it out and letting us know. Reshma Khandeshi ma'am, where are you from? Which state, which city? We'll be very happy to arrange sessions for you, for your teachers and students. Would anyone like to unmute and give a feedback? We'd like to hear from you. Thank you, Lata ma'am. I hope you do. I think Shri Shailam sir, do you want to share something? Sir, you've raised your hand. Would you like
to? Yeah, ma'am. Here, this is Sri Shailam. Just I request you listen here for all of the teachers.
Okay.
First of all, here every teacher should create a positive attitude towards the children. So that is very, very helpful, ma'am. Here, first of all, every teacher should focus on learning, making the children learn moral values, ethics, and especially discipline, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
One should focus on discipline. Here, everybody here teaches subject only, but who teaches moral values? How to see a parent, how to talk with parent, how to see the neighbors, how to mingle in the society. Every teacher, I request all of the teachers who have been participating in this program should focus on So the development of moral values, ethics, and constitutional values, ma'am. And should focus on developing a positive attitude. Not here every student says that, sir, I don't know. We should hear, even children feel that, sir, I don't know maths, I don't know science, I don't know English. First, we should create awareness. See here that everybody has knowledge. See, sir, see, child, you can do, whether you strive. So that should be there by the teachers. So this is my humble request to create good awareness for the children, because children are future citizens. Today's children are future citizens. This is my humble request for all the teachers who have been participating in this program. Thanks a million, ma'am, for giving me a wonderful opportunity. Okay, once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we are all on the same page. We at Heartfulness, we have a value-based education syllabus from standard 1 to 9. And we have for standard 10 to 12 also life skills program, which we are conducting free. Actually, life skills is free. Only the value-based curriculum will have textbooks. So for that, there is a cost. But for help and all the teacher training programs we conduct are free. So all the teachers here, please make full use of it, take advantage of us and invite us to your schools. We'll be very happy to conduct programs for your schools.
I am from Telangana, ma'am. I am from Telangana. My district is Mahabubabad, ma'am. So it is the toppest school in terms of strength, almost 670 students, ma'am. And we are 24, ma'am. We are 24. Every year, almost 60 to 70% children get wonderful knowledge. We focus on all-round development, not only education, all-round development, sports, yoga. Just Mr. Janadachari, just he is from our Heartfulness teacher, and he comes to my school and guides. Not only here, this Heartfulness here organization. Patanjali people come and see Ravi Shankar Guruji. Almost all the yoga teachers visit my school, and we cooperate with them, and they also give free services. And this way here, just you design a good program for the children, ma'am. Design a good program for the children.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for sharing that the programs are already being conducted at your school and you are finding them effective. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a million.
All right. So I think I'll take one more feedback. If you want to give feedback about the session, how was it? Sessions, how did you like them, or what would you like to see a bit more? Maybe I'll ask Krishna Kumar sir. Yes, do share, sir.
Hello, namaste, madam. Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
Madam, it's better to conduct the Heartfulness teacher training in Kanaha Shantivanam in offline mode. It's very effective.
Okay.
Please try to make it, madam.
Sure. We will try.
Thank
are
you,
you
madam.
in Kannada now? No. Where
Yes,
are you?
madam. Yes.
You're in Kannada?
Yes, madam.
Okay. That's wonderful. Great to know.
Today
that.
we attended for yoga program also, madam, at Lal Bahadur Stadium, LB Stadium.
Excellent. Okay.
Yoga Mahotsav.
Good to know that, sir. Good to
Okay,
know.
madam. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. All right. So, yes, I think it's good to hear this positive feedback, and we are almost at the end of the sessions. I think I'll just read one or two chats and then I'll hand it back to Sangeeta ma'am. Lolly ma'am is saying we had these sessions acted like a mirror. Each of the trainers was excellent. The peace and pause and the emotions all emoted through your voice and presentations. It was a power package. We want to continue practicing it. We had a 5-day workshop for all teachers in my college, and we also took our students to the ashram in Mumbai as part of the value education course. I'm really happy to hear that, Lolly ma'am. Excellent. Sheila ma'am is saying बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैम, अद्भुत सत्र और अच्छी सीख हमें मिली, पुनः धन्यवाद. Thank you, Sheila ma'am. It's really lovely to very expressed in such a beautiful way. Thank you. So I think with that, I will hand the session back to Sangeeta ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anjali ma'am. It was a wonderful session, lot of interaction, lot of experiences. It was so subtle, and the way you connected with each and everybody's heart. In fact, a whole week, I suppose each trainer has touched each participant's heart. It's wonderful feedback as well. So thank you so much, all of you, for your time and patience, and having that thought of going back and implementing this in your classrooms, at your home, for your personal and professional development. Definitely your local, you can contact your local school connect teams. You can also contact your local heartfulness teams, would actually help you to conduct the heartfulness meditation sessions in your schools. So kindly reach out to us, send emails. We will also share our website details and contact numbers. You can definitely contact us, and we can also conduct more such programs. And also we can conduct the same program in your own states, in your own languages. So we will try to, hopefully Anjali ma'am, we will try to have these trainings locally in your own states, and then we will try to cover more teachers with this program. So thank you, wonderful Anjali ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So request all to complete the feedback forms. It's very important. Whoever are there in Zoom and in YouTube as well, please request to complete the Google form, and then we'll also very shortly send you the certificates, course completion certificates. So thank you all. Have a nice day, and have a heartful days ahead. And we'll all meet you someday later